Man, she really turned me on. She reached for my peppers, I grabbed two tomatoes. I knew it wouldn't be very long. Headed for the mesa, I grabbed my cerveza. I picked up the onion and on. The way she looked at me, well, you could plainly see, I knew it wouldn't take very long. Guacamole, 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 guacamole. We be making guacamole all night long. Guacamole, 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 guacamole. We be making guacamole all night long. She looked good to me. She reached for her money. I said, now listen, honey, I believe this one is on me. Started in the liquor, started in the back. We woke up and headed down the road. We went to the casa, tibias y masa, and made guacamole all night long. Guacamole, guacamole, guacamole. The song about sex and condiments.
I'd like to introduce our illustrious president, Mr. Dandy. Will you give it up?
So, we're going to eat in about 5 minutes. But before we do, we'd like to recognize part of our reason for being here today is to acknowledge and congratulate and thank two people who've been at Misco for a long time, and they're going to be retiring the end of next week. So I would like Mr. Tong Yang and Ted Markey to please come up here.
We're ready to do the vote?
Pretty soon.
All right.
Pretty soon. Okay. So Tong started at Misco in November of 1994. Is there anybody here that was not born yet? Some of you were pretty darn close, right? I mean, how old were you in 1994, Bryce?
Two.
He was 2. So Tong worked in the old Misco building, right over on 38th and Grand. So Tong started off working in what we call the press room, which is where the punch presses were and the terminal machine. You know, some of you that worked over there, Bob, you remember that.
Yep.
Bob had hair back then, too. That was another thing that changed. But back then, Tong used to put front plates onto baskets and terminal strips, and then he'd put them into a white pail, and then he'd carry them down the steps like he was carrying, you know, like buckets of milk. And then they would go downstairs, and we'd put them together. So and back in those days, Misco made about 3,000 speakers a week, which is about what we do today in a day. So it was a lot different. Ted started in 2004, so he started 10 years after Tom. Ted came, and Ted never worked in the other building, so he kind of never knew what it was like to on a midsummer day to be working in the old Misco building when it was hot. Some of you remember. Cho remembers, right? A lot of you remember too, right? How hot it was over in the building.
Or cold in the winter.
Or cold in the winter, and unloading trucks when we had to unload them in the alley and the snowbanks and things like that. So Ted started in 2004, and I would just like to thank both of you for all that you've done for Misco over these years. You've been great employees. You've been great people to work with. I know everybody here really enjoys working with both of you. You've just been examples of kind of people that we like to have, and we're going to miss you both a lot. So let's all just thank Ted and Tom for all of what they've done here. So we've got some gifts for you. Okay. Yeah, so you can open them. So for about a month ago, that's a scope for golfing. So about a month ago, I kept asking Ted all these questions about scopes. So what are the right kind of scopes? And my brother's thinking about maybe getting one, and I just, and all that stuff. And Ted just was like so helpful. So I hope I got the one you wanted. All right.
Aquí el fotógrafo oficial es mi
The initial Tom, Ma, Ye.